Welcome to our home of daily empowerment, where we have refreshing, authentic, power-packed conversations that you're watching us from. We hope that you guys are doing great. We are doing fantastic. My name is Caroline, and I have my incredible partner in this. Your name, please?
Hi guys, my name is Mawia, and we are happy to have you in this show. Our topic of discussion today is going to be black tax. So Carol, back to you.
Oh wow, thank you. Now, she just said that our topic today is going to be black tax. But before we get right into what black tax is, we would love to welcome you guys. This is our first video on this channel, and we hope that you guys are going to be very interactive and warm with us through engaging conversations. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Please, we're going to leave our post notifications on, and we hope that you guys will enjoy our episode for today. So guys, you are welcome.
Hi. So Carol, what do you think black tax is? According to you, what's black tax?
Black tax, according to me, black tax is a continued aid, financial aid that is given by somebody that is more financially secure within the family to the less financially secure people within the family. Sometimes they could just be siblings, sometimes they could be friends, and anybody within that community. And I always think and say that I don't think the giver of black tax is always a cheerful giver. Guys, I will explain. Don't come for me yet. Yeah, so I think that is just like my brief introduction of what black tax is. And for the last few couple of days, this has been something that has been discussed all around social media, and we hope that you're going to have an engaging conversation all around, and we hope that you guys will enjoy.
Okay, right. I also feel like immediately somebody starts earning in the family, they're now started to be seen as the ATM of the family, whereby they are expected to be the one paying school fees for the younger siblings, sometimes also the parents' rent, and also to cater for some extended needs of some of the family members. For example, a cousin of your uncle. Like some people you don't know, they only come into the picture when now you start earning. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, that's true. But you know, sometimes we tend to forget that you can't just solve poverty just by throwing money around. Like ever since you began throwing money around, how many people from your family have you been able to pull out of poverty? You know, I feel like sometimes generosity has limits. It has boundaries. You just can't be aimlessly giving, and the people you are giving to, they don't even understand the value of you are giving. Alafu napatanga, there are other times that people are so and too much entitled to your giving, and they forget that sometimes you don't give because you have too much. You just give because you have a heart to give. And very few people are going to acknowledge that you are giving because you're giving not because you have like too much, but just because you have that heart of helping.
Also remember that takers do not have limits. It's always like ni kama tu kutoa, because they are saying like ni kama wanakuona somehow you don't know what you're doing. Like they watashinda tu wakitoa. It's like an ATM too. They just ask, you give it to them, and it reaches a point whereby you as a person, now you become drained. It reaches a point whereby now you see like it's not helping. It's like you are funding for their lifestyle on a daily basis. Like what about tomorrow? It's not like you're investing this money. It's not like you're coming up with ideas whereby you can grow this money that you're giving to these family members. It's just like feeding them, paying school fees for them. You are just giving out money. It's not being.
Wow, what I think in most cases it's okay that we are very grateful as children, or maybe to our caregivers, because it really takes a lot for somebody to see you through school. However, an aspect that I don't find that is quite normal is that just because you saw us through education, that you have to have that sense of entitlement that keeps children or like any person that you are depending on in a place of guilt. guilt. Just because I paid your school fees, just because I was able to do something for you, I expect, just because I gave back to you,
you need to reciprocate now.
That you need to reciprocate it back. I don't feel like that is fair at all. And another thing is, I really empathize with your friend, because I wish you would have been here, and I would tell him that you can't do everything. Honestly, you can't.
Uzibeba mzigo ya kila mtu. Utaanza your dad kidogo utabebesha hata the cousin of your cousins.
Alafu ukionyesha watu uko na do I have news for you.
I also feel like the art of saying no really helps us through a lot of things. Kusema tu no, sina si leo. Like niko down, sometimes it really helps.
It helps, but how many family members do you think will take your no from a good place? Oh, by the way, amekuwa kitusaidia for long.
Hataki influence huko kwenye yako.
Like mnajua kwanza watu wakianza kupata pesa kuna
hivi ndivyo wanaanza kama ringo kanaingia pia and there. I understand that.
It's very, very difficult. But in all honesty, you just can't be everything.
Sure.
You will die. Let me tell you one thing, because you're also trying to break free financially. You need to be, it takes maturity to remain a giver. If you want to be able to help your family in a way that they can be sustained for the longest, then I feel like sometimes it's okay for us to acknowledge that you need to have enough capacity. Let me tell you one thing. If you don't have that capacity to hold that entire financial burden, you will sink and remain in that crab system for the longest. Because I kid you not, you will just remain stuck. Your life won't be moving forward like the life of your peers. You'll be having pressure, mental na unajua, by the way, most of the people in clubs, majority, they are there. Ukiuliza mtu anakuambia man, niko na shida ya do, wananipigia simu. And it's so difficult, and it is so sad that most of the times it is the people that are the takers that are keeping these givers in these positions. Most cannot say no. Unajua, imagine like your parent calling you, unajua tujakula for the past few days. Literally, you are just straight from campus. You don't have any means, and they are expecting you. Me, that's why I always say, like, for you to be able to be, a giver in a family, you don't even need to have attained any level of financial freedom. Immediately you step out of campus, immediately others, it's even straight from high school. Atuna food. Actually, I have a friend of mine, and I know I won't mention her here, but she tells me immediately she finished Form 4. There was a time the mother entered in the house, there are two, and the mother told her, wewe toka uende utafute ujue kwenye tutatoa food. The mother doesn't care if she's going to sleep around, if she's going to steal. You go and bring that money. And that's why sometimes we know like black tax is very toxic. Very, very. And that's why we have also to differentiate the difference between generosity and when it has boundaries. It's okay for you to give. It's okay for you to see your brother through school. But most of the times, please make sure that you are applying wisdom and knowledge, so that you can also be in a position to give for the longest.
And when we are giving back, like sister, do you know, wengi, most parents may project as if now it's giving back. Tulikusomesha, you're working now, it's your responsibility sasa kukuja give back what we have been doing for you. Do we give back to our parents? Do we pay our parents for being our parents? Do you know, in the first place we never asked to be here? We never asked. Actually, we never asked. We never asked to be born in certain situations. But are we paying our parents?
Most of the times,
or are we appreciating them? Personally, I feel like there's a difference between paying them and appreciating them. And appreciating our parents has nothing to do with black tax. It's not something that they are looking forward to. You see, the way we have been brought up, we know our money is our money, but our parents' money is our money. You can appreciate your parents, you can give them, but it's not a must. Like you program yourself in that nikipata hii mshahara kwanza I have wazazi neighbor, kidogo kidogo your cousin, what are you remaining with? Unabaki na nini? Alafu the same people, when years have gone by and hakuna vitu umeendeleza, you haven't done anything for yourself, no projects, no investments, depression, stress zote zinakugonga at the same time. They'll be like, na si tulikuwa tunamwona na pesa, mtu alikuwa na pesa, alikuwa anasaidia watu. What happened? Sometimes it's good to have a bit of selfishness in you, right?
Just a little bit. Just
kwa mchoro kidogo.
Put your priorities right.
Yeah.
That's how I would put it in simple terms.
Yeah.
Jua, okay, in my family, like, you know, you didn't start that problem. Honey, I have news for you. Papi, wherever you are, I'm calling you. You didn't start that problem. You can't finish it.
Sure.
But you can try to solve it. But not like, don't make sure that you're not overwhelmed. Make sure that it's relaxing. Maybe this season, maybe I can be able to just see my younger brother
chip in here and there.
Yeah, this is my capacity.
Acha nifanyie ka shopping kadogo out of willingfulness. Do you know wakati imefanya ikae ni kama it's a must. You don't give from a place of wanting to ncha lazima. There's no even happiness. There's nothing good that comes from giving from a place of being pushed. It's a must.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
So okay, me I honestly have like a quick thought, or like let me just ask you, at what point do we say that no, this black tax is toxic?
Okay. Because
let me tell you one thing, a lot of our parents or our caregivers, they don't have this level of exposure, or they're not exposed to this knowledge of knowing like this level of entitlement is not right. Let's give our youth's time to grow, or even like our older people. Me actually, I have a problem so much when somebody hasn't attained financial security enough to support the family. They are given this burden for them to be able to chip in for this family affairs when they can't, because
you can't stand straight. But you're expected to hold other people's hands for them to stand straight. Yourself, you're staggering.
But your expectation, where does that expectation come from? Oh, by this nimekupeleka shule, ututumie do, we need money.
Yeah.
Where does that expectation come?
Sometimes I feel these expectations zinakujanga. Let me give an example of those parents that are entitled to their children's stability. It comes from a place whereby these parents themselves were not able to cultivate wealth. Sometimes it's their problem, not a you problem. It's their problem.
But now they're projecting.
They weren't able to invest wisely. Maybe some weren't that fortunate. It's understandable, no judging. But sometimes it's good to let somebody be strong enough to stand on their own, so that they can help you. But ukiweka ni kama it's a must. Si tumekusomesha tangu kwa mdogo, tumekulisha wewe, tumekupeleka shule mzuri, nini, your mom used to do this and this, your dad used to do this and this, ndio ukasoma. Now wacha tukae chini, wewe start catering from now 6, maybe 5, 2, 3 more siblings when you are chini yako. Now sasa inawekwa, now you are the parent.
But you will never grow when you are in that situation.
And you see this kind of parents it reaches a point whereby now the younger siblings start getting entitled.
Is it also safe to say, I know like you guys don't come for me in the comment section, because this might sound a bit harsh for some people, but let me just put it out there. You find that most of the times our caregivers weren't able to maximize their time well when they were growing up. Like they didn't even put a lot of thought to what wealth looks like. So they tend to consume their children's time. And unapata like most of the times a lot of our people out here, they are trying to break through free financially, but you find that kuna hiyo pressure. There's that pressure literally that is weighing them down. So unapata mtu ameprolong seasons zake, maybe by now you are maybe 35 through to 40, you should have already settled by now, but because there's that expectation that you have to maybe see the medicals of your parents.
Kama umejengea wazazi.
Lazima pia unajekea pressure kujengea maybe your mom there. Unapata like you are also delayed. Actually, like that, I feel like that is delayed purpose and destiny, because if you are just there catering for the needs of your loved one, sometimes you actually put yourself last. Now, and
other people's needs before you.
Yeah, before you.
No, yeah, you'll always be bitter. Because you are saying like other people are progressing, now uko stagnant, but you're the one that is pushing them up the mountain. Niwe unawashikilia. So all the weight lays up on you. Yeah.
I actually have a very interesting question. So what if I am the one that is receiving that aid?
Come on, me. Are you trying to?
Yeah. What if not you are the one that is receiving that aid? Are we supposed to judge you? Are we supposed? Okay. How are we supposed to respond to you if you are not in that position whereby now you are being supported for financially? How are we supposed to deal with?
You know, the support now, it's your knowledge comes in you as an individual. You unaona tu your sibling. Now you're taking from a part of being the younger sibling.
Yeah.
Unaona ni kama they have been given. Lakini sometimes I don't think that us as the sibling tunanoticingi. Sitani, I don't think so. Kwa sababu unajua sisi tumona our parents are asking, so we are also asking. But sometimes if you are wise enough, you can be able to tell when vitu zinazidia huyu mtu. You know, some will give you encouraging words, but some are very entitled.
Me actually,
some will understand when you don't have.
Kuna signs naonanga like unaweza angalia hii sign na uone like okay, this person is actually paying heavily for black tax. Things like over drinking, yo, tattoos, honey, all of those things, those are signs. Bangi, those are signs. Hizo ni tunaweza angalia tu ama unapata saa zingine maybe that person ameanza ku develop some health issues. I feel like hizo nizo extremes zenye unaweza angalia tu uone like this person is feeling burdened ama sometimes they tend to project.
Yeah, sure. Even when you're engaging in a conversation with somebody, you can be able to tell. Trust you me, you can be able to tell.
Overgivers.
You know, we have generous people. Anaingia klabu kila mtu apatiwe yake.
You know, asking is so good. Unakuwa unajipatanga tu hiyo akini sio kale aki niko babaya. And that person will just genuinely be like, because sometimes they even don't know how to say no. So are we supposed to actually feel bad for them because they don't know how to say no, or should we just continue enjoying the benefits of their giving?
Sometimes it's good to be sympathetic or be empathetic. Let me use the word empathetic.
But you know, receiving is good.
You put yourself.
You don't have to work for it.
You put yourself in the person's shoe. If it was you, what if it was you? Like you feel with the person. Yeah, you feel like if it was me in this person's shoe, actually ingekuwa imeniweza, ingekuwa imenilemea.
Ukijipata kwa ile situation yenyewe, aki sina mingi. But if I don't come through for my family, I don't know how they are going to survive this season.
So there's a difference between paying black tax and now coming through. Do you know we have this kind of people whereby wakiona at home they are needed, and it's very good, by the way, it's very, very good. Unaona, like you need to chip in somewhere, you can help, you're in a position to, even in as much as you do not have much, you're in a position whereby you can help at home. Kindly do it. You're in a position to build for your mom and you yourself, you are comfortable, just do it. Usione ni kama that's not black tax. Actually, if you're in a position to do something and you're willing to do it, and you unaona hapa here I can help and I'm needed, there's a difference between that compared to you must do this. I educated you, kuja unijengee nyumba, si nimekulea, kuja ule siblings zako. You understand, there's a difference. Yeah. So my question was, how do you tell, apart from hizo zenye umemention, that somebody is really, black tax is really going hard on them? I have one, and itakuwa the emotional drainage.
Mental.
Yeah, this person would be very, very emotionally drained. Kwa sababu kuna wale, if you're not reciprocating what they want, now they become very abusive, wanakusema like you understand that, and sometimes ama wengine wanakutenga. Unaona vile tunatenga huko mabilioni huko nje, pia kama vile tunatenga baba anakutenga mabilioni huko nje, pia kwa familia utapata wanakutenga kwa sababu wameona you don't want to help. But is it that you don't want to help, ama realize it's time now I reduce this side and do much on my side?
I feel like if you're going to be a giver, be a giver with a limit. The way you know how to say yes, please also learn the art of saying no.
Hapana loss.
Aki by the right now normalize. Normalize having these conversations. Like, you know, you can tell your caregivers or people that are depending on you, you know, sometimes it's okay for us to just admit it is weighing me down, like I'm not able maybe to go through.
Let's have difficult conversations, baby.
Exactly. Let's normalize having difficult conversations. At first they are going to be very unstable, but if those people care for you, but then, you know, you'll be surprised the day you will go broke. Nobody will come through for you. Those people you have been calling, those people you have been helping, they will not be able to reciprocate that help.
You'll be all alone.
If you're going to help, if you're going to give aid to your family members that are, you know, they're also maybe trying to come up financially, it's important for you to identify the areas in which you can empower.
Sure.
But let me be careful about this, because unaweza pata, assuming maybe you gonna 500k and you want to, you know, don't give people that didn't ask for it.
Yeah, sure.
Don't give it to people that did not ask for it, lest you come
or give much than compared to what you have been asked for.
Unajua unaweza patia mtu pesa aende afanye ka project, akule project yote alafu arudi kwako tena, because like, okay, assuming maybe somebody wants to have a business. Na wanakuja wanakuambia mimi nataka maybe kufungua business ya fashion design. It's a good idea. It's something you can help. But don't give money. Make sure that that person goes through school first. For them, hata ukiwapatia pesa waeke biashara, they'll also have the art of management. That's why I always say give from a place of knowledge. Empower from a place of knowledge. You know, you can give somebody like 500 G's. 500 G's unamwambia hii pesa enda uweke ka project. But this person hajaijua how to be stable.
Or even to manage the money.
Ameona hii pesa ni mingi sana. Let me tell you, they'll consume the money and now they'll be throwing the ball at homes like akile pesa ulitutumia haikutosha. Tunahitaji pesa ya management fee ianguka.
Or uweke hiyo biashara yako and ianguke. It will be like they'll come back to you. Tuongeze sini wewe ulituambia tuweke, sini wewe ulitupatia capital, sini wewe. Like the blame is also getting shifted back to you.
Yeah, that's true. So always make sure, in short, just make sure that if you are giving, give with knowledge. Make sure that the person that is giving understands that sometimes the flow might not always be as they need to manage,
and you also have your own things going on,
and you also have your own,
because right now you are already an adult. You're earning. In as much as you're earning, the money kinje inatoka bado. You have rent, you have bills to pay short.
You have a life.
Yeah, you also have a life. Your life does not only rotate around your family members or your relatives. You also have a life besides all that. You have maybe you one day want to get married or marry. You have your own life, and you also start your own family from there. Tusibebanishe vitu. Sometimes it's okay to put the load down and say enough, it's enough. But then, you know, if you got into deeper conversations with people, you will realize that watu wamebeba.
What if they don't want?
Na mingi inakuanga ile ya familia. Trust you. Majority of the stress people usually have results from the family pressures. Zingine zinakuanga internal pressures. Even from within, you feel like it's my responsibility to do this and this. I feel people should clearly define their objectives. You sit down and clearly define them. I will be earning, yes, I'm earning this amount of money. I need to appreciate my parents. My sister here needs something. I can chip in here and there. I also need this and this.
But not as an entitlement.
Yeah, ati pesa imeingia simu. Hello, hi, ni mwisho wa mwezi. Yeah, mwisho wa mwezi bana. Mwisho wa mwezi simu. Alafu when you, let's say, when one calls you and utume pesa, the other one say aliona ulituma pesa, hata yeye jioni, hello, how are you doing? How are you doing? Kuna kukaje?
Yeah,
and all that. But one thing I really don't advise people, but it's good to be empowered. One thing I feel like it's good to be selfish and empower people and clearly define your boundaries. That's all I think I have to say when it comes to this entire topic we have been discussing today. And same to that, do you have anything you can add before I go to my last
just
point?
go. Okay. Family is very crucial, and every conversation we are going to be having around family, it's important for us to do it very respectfully, because people have very different backgrounds for sure, but let's all be empathetic.
And also very different viewpoints on what we have been talking about today.
Oh yes, and also very different perspectives on the conversation that we have been having today. But be authentic with yourself. If you are a giver, be real with yourself. Be genuine with yourself. There's just a level to which I can be able to empower my family, but when it crosses a certain boundary, then it's so impossible for me to be giving that aid the way I'm supposed to give, to be giving that aid. Have those, they are called difficult and uncomfortable conversations. So please have those conversations on the table. Don't take up more than what
everything
you
on
can
the
chew.
table and start.
Sometimes it's okay for you to just say that this is the much I can actually help regarding this issue. But if it's too toxic, please, we advise sometimes you seek help from counselors, from therapists, because they can be able to help.
We also have financial advisors.
Yeah, we also have financial advisors. They can be able to help you, think through that situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with that, that's the end of our episode today. Hope you enjoyed our conversation and hope you have a nice time. Bye.